For details of the English, Scottish and colonial restorations, see Restoration. The restoration of the monarchy began in 1660. The Commonwealth of England, Scotland, and Ireland resulted from the Wars of the Three Kingdoms, but collapsed in 1659. Politicians such as General Monck tried to ensure a peaceful transition of government from the Commonwealth Republic back to monarchy. From 1 May 1660 the English, Scottish, and the Irish monarchies were all restored under King Charles II. The term restoration may apply both to the actual event by which the monarchy was restored, and to the period immediately before and after the event. With the collapse of the Protectorate in England during May 1659, the Republic which had been forced upon Ireland by Oliver Cromwell quickly began to unravel. Royalists planned an uprising in Ireland, and sought to turn Henry Cromwell and Lord Broghill towards the cause, but the plan came to aught. Henry Cromwell left Ireland in June 1659. Broghill showed reluctance to declare for the king, but nevertheless Republicans were suspicious of him following Booth's revolt in England in 1659. Sir Theophilus Jones, a former soldier under Charles I of Ireland and Governor of Dublin during the Republic, seized Dublin Castle with a group of officers and declared for Parliament. Sir Charles Coote seized Galway. Lord Broghill held firm in Munster. On 9 January 1660 a council of officers declared Edmund Ludlow a traitor and he fled to England. The regicide Hardress-Waller retook Dublin Castle in February 1660, but with little support he surrendered to Sir Charles Coote. Waller along with fellow regicide John Cook was arrested and sent to England. The officers in Dublin supported General Monck. The army was purged of radicals and a convention parliament called. Coote sought to move the Convention Parliament towards restoration, but his rival Broghill did not openly declare for the king until May 1660. Following events in England, Charles was proclaimed King of Ireland in Dublin on 14 May without any dissent. The Commonwealth Parliamentary Union was, after 1660, treated as null and void. As in England, the Republic was deemed constitutionally never to have occurred. The Convention Parliament was dissolved by Charles II in January 1661, and he summoned his first Parliament in Ireland in May 1661. Coote, Broghill and Sir Maurice Eustace were initially the main political figures in the Restoration. George Monck, Duke of Albemarle, was given the position of Lord Lieutenant of Ireland, but he did not assume office. In 1662 the first Duke of Ormond returned as the Lord Lieutenant of Ireland, and became the predominant political figure of the Restoration period. Irish people were encouraged by the Declaration of Breda, by which Charles declared for religious toleration. That no man shall be disquieted, or called in question for differences of opinion in matter of religion which do not disturb the peace of the kingdom. The declaration was then markedly reduced by the Clarendon Codex of 1661-65. The Church of Ireland was restored as the national church. On 22 January 1661 the king issued a proclamation declaring all meetings by Papists, Presbyterians, Independents and Separatists illegal. Parliament later passed the Act of Uniformity 1666, similar to an act in England of the same name. Whilst the religious settlement was satisfactory neither to Catholic nor Presbyterian, there was some degree of toleration, penal laws were laxly enforced, and there was no equivalent of the Conventicle Act 1664. Catholics and dissenters were allowed to take their seats again in the Parliament of Ireland session of 1666. The most controversial aspect after the Restoration was the expected revision of the 1652 Cromwellian land settlement. Prior to the Republic, 60% of Irish land was owned by the Catholic landed gentry, but much had been forfeited under the 1642 Adventurers Act, and de facto after the Cromwellian conquest of Ireland in 1649 a circumflex 53.